Now, the football legend Sir Bobby Charlton will be laid to rest today, with thousands of fans expected to line the route of his funeral procession in Manchester.
As an England, as a Man United player, he became a global icon. But to Tommy Charlton, Sir Bobby will always be his big brother, and he's been sharing his memories with Mike.
There we go.
There we are. Tommy, lovely to see you. Obviously, Sir Bobby was a world icon, one of the greatest players ever. What was he to you, though?
Well, he was an icon to me, but he was my big brother. And my fondest memories of him are when he was my brother. You'd meet him at a match and Bob would straighten your tie and he would make sure your jacket was right and you should have a different colour shirt or something, you know. That was being a brother, and I loved that.
What was it like growing up then in the North East with your older brothers? I mean, siblings often squabble with each other. Were they fighting over you, or were you getting all the attention? Or
I was the baby, and I remember distinctly that Bob and Jack, when they were home, I would be away to bed early. They would come to the bottom of the stairs and say, "I'm coming to get you. Oh, the monster's coming up," you know, bum, bum, bum up the stairs. Oh. They were full of fun. In those days, we didn't really play very often in the park. We played in the street.
Yeah.
And you played in the street with as many people as wanted to play.
Yeah.
And you had, there were cool house doors, little square doors on the walls of the streets. And you'd pick one to be the goal for them, another one down there to be the goal for us.
And do you remember thinking then, wow, my brothers are good, Jackie and
yes.
Bobby?
I mean, Bob was outstanding. He was outstanding. And in his youth, he would be like 12 or 13, and grown men would come to the house to seek him to see if he would come and play with them. He'd run rings around these lads. No bother, you know. And I just took that as normal. It was normal for me to see Bob playing brilliant, and why can't they all play as good as that, you know? Yeah. He's the best footballer I ever saw in my life.
Bobby Charlton, hand on the right, maybe a shot from Charlton. It's worth trying.
And I used to watch him like a hawk. When I went to watch Manchester United, I only ever watched Bob.
To Charlton. What a goal!
And I would try to learn off him. I would try to, you know, well, how do you do that? You know.
Yeah. The other big date, of course, in the family history is the 1966 World Cup final.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Some people are on the pitch, they think it's all over. It is now.
It's hard for people to understand, but I was a bit blasé about all this football, you know. I mean, it was Bob and Jack playing, and I'd seen them play all their careers, you know. And they were playing in England. Oh, well, another England game Bob's got, you know.
World Cup final.
And being the World Cup final, I would have liked to have gone, but I was an apprentice at the pit at the time, and I didn't have any money. And the only people that I could have asked for money was Bob and Jack. And I decided I wasn't going to ask them because they had far too much on their plate. They were important and I wasn't. And I stayed at home and watched it on the television.
Wow. And what were your feelings then when you saw England win this life-changing moment, winning the World Cup?
My feelings was just absolute pride, just superb game by both of them. And I remember seeing Jack sink to his knees. And that was, is Jack okay, you know? And he was just overtaken by the moment, you know.
You are the most recent Charlton to have played for England. We're talking walking football.
Yep.
And in 2018, you played for England. You won an international cap. What was your brother's reaction? How did Bobby and Jackie react? I
remember telling Bob, and Bob's reaction was, you know, he was praiseworthy. And he couldn't stop saying, "But be careful. I don't want you. You know, you're getting on, and you've got to be careful." You know.
Well, he'd be proud of you. I mean,
I'm
carry
sure,
on playing.
I'm sure
your 80s,
Bob's sitting on his cloud up there, and he's saying, "You know, well done, Tom."
Yeah. Was it that set him apart? Do you think, not just as a footballer, but as a human, as a man?
As a man, Bob was honest. Bob was fair, and I've said this before, I could talk to Bob. I'm not an intellectual, but Bob was. And I would love talking to him because he talked common sense. That leads me to the last time I spoke to him. We used to phone Norma, his wife, who was a saint, and Norma would put him on and I would have a chat with him, you know. He was suffering from dementia then. And I phoned this time, and Norma put him on, and he broke down and he was crying. And I was crying. And between me and Norma, we decided that it wasn't a good idea to put him on. And that was the last time I spoke to Bob. Bob was well loved all over the world. I knew in my heart that Bob's up there. And I'm sure Jack is as well. I hope they're watching this.
I'm sure they will be.
It's heartwarming. And it's wonderful that I know that Bob's up there.
What an amazing family. Incredible, incredible history they leave.
Yeah.
All of them.
And the memories there of Tommy, of Big Brother. Bobby, whose funeral is today, and we're expecting thousands of people to line the streets of Manchester. It's going to be quite a turnout, isn't it?
Yeah,
from Old
imagine
Trafford
so.
to the cathedral.
Yeah. Impacted so many lives. Yeah, as you say, a lot of people will be in Manchester today to pay their respects to Sir Bobby Charlton.